This song felt appropriate given all the rain that we've had.
Miles on the Gulf Stream, I hear the south wind moan. Bridges getting lower, shrimp boats coming home. The old man down in the quarter slowly turns his head, takes a sip from his whiskey bottle, and this is what he said. I was born in the rain on the Ponce train underneath the Louisiana moon. I don't mind the strain of a hurricane that come around every June. The high black water, the devil's daughter, she's high, she's cold, she's mean, but nobody taught her it takes a lot of water to wash away New Orleans. Came down from Chicago, he gonna send that levee right. He says it needs to be at least 3 feet high, or won't make it up through the night. The old man down in the quarter said, don't you listen to that boy. The water be down by morning, he'll be back to Illinois. I was born in the rain on the Ponce train underneath the Louisiana moon. I don't mind the strain of a hurricane that come around every June. The high black water, the devil's daughter, she's high, she's cold, she's mean. Nobody taught her it takes a lot of water to wash away New Orleans. Miles on the Gulf Stream, I hear the south wind moan. Bridges getting lower, the shrimp boats coming home. The old man down in the quarter slowly turns his head, takes a drink from his whiskey bottle, and this is what he said.
Behave this morning, yay! Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Little Rock. Thank you for being here. Thank you for bringing your energy and your life into this community. I'm going to say that again. Thank you for bringing your energy and your life into this community. We are blessed because you're here. You, all of you that I'm pointing at, blessed because you're here. This community would not be the same. This Sunday would not be the same if you were not. Hello there. She wanted to put an exclamation point on I view this as a place for all of us to belong. Whoever we are, whatever it is that we're looking for and searching for in life, which most likely you'll find that we're all in that same boat. We want the same things in our lives. As unique and as different as they look. But this is a place for you to belong. So thank you for being a part of that. Being a part of this. And recognizing that this is a place that we embrace you whoever you are. And we embrace you because of who you are. Not in spite of, but because. So there are those in our culture that are alienated and marginalized. And there's even people in this room that fall into that. But each of us know that there's a place, and that's Unity of Little Rock, that you can come and know that you belong. Bring you, and whatever it is that is defined as by you. So welcome. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Guess what tomorrow is? Can you read it? Can you read it?
Random Acts of Kindness Day.
It has been Random Acts of Kindness Week, and they're concluding with tomorrow is a random act of I can't even say that word. Random Acts of Kindness Day. So I want you to consider, I've actually put some lists on the tables, list 100 different things that you could ponder to do as a random act. And if you want more than what this is, go to randomactsofkindness.com, and that'll also give you a whole list of possibilities of things. So consider that. I would say, don't wait till tomorrow, you can start it today. That'd be okay, all right?
Every day.
But to be considering that tomorrow. Yes, to have a focus on it. Because it's part of the practices. The more you focus on it, the more you do it. And the more you do it, the more you focus on it, and the more you do it, it keeps going. So, just remember that. As well as it's President's Day. President's Day is celebrating a couple of them presidents, right? That have birthdays in this month. But I invite that we consider that if we're celebrating their birthdays, what else are we celebrating the birth of? Right. Birth within you, birth within us as a culture, birth within us as Unity of Little Rock. What is that? That's a way to reframe that and celebrate it as something more than what's the sales that are happening tomorrow on President's Day. Which is okay. If that's important, that's okay. Let's do our lighting of our Christ candle. And we're gonna let Angela light that candle as she put it.
Good morning. There we go. For every being, the light of Christ shines through each of us, illuminating the world around us. Each one of us is a keeper of the light, shining through us to bless each person and each situation we encounter. We light this candle as a symbol of the light of Christ, so we may remember that the light shines in each one of us, no matter where we are. I practiced this. Okay, there we go.
Thank you. She didn't know it, that it's really a trick lighter. We can turn it on and off at will, just to play with her. All right, let's do our opening statement, Dave.
Good morning again. Wow, welcome. That'll wake you up, right? Please join me in the opening statement. Together, there is only one presence and one power active in my life and in the universe. God, the good, the omnipotent.
Yay, thank you, Dave. I'll take that. Didn't find it? Okay. You know what? I have laid the daily word down somewhere, but that's okay. We won't read it today, but we are going to affirm it today. We'll move on. Thank you, Beverly. We'll just move on. Because today is about a peaceful world.
Yes.
Is our daily word. So let's affirm this together. I hold a vision of a peaceful world. And think about that for just a moment. Just a moment.
Yes.
Get it. So today we continue our series on clarity. This is a month of clarity. Way to think about it. And you've heard Jeannie speak about it, and you heard Rev Becky speak about it. And I'm going to share with you a little today, some of my thoughts on it. And I think today what I'm sharing is fairly simple and fairly brief. But to me, yeah, and I know y'all heard me probably say this a million times before, at least some of you have, I like returning to the basics. I like coming back to the basics. Even when I think that I've, perfected the basics, I like to return to them. So I'm inviting us to return to that today. So as we talk about clarity, clarity is about that. You're going to have to cut off all those mics for me, please. Because I can hear the fluttering happening up here with the speaker. There we go. Okay, thank you. Clarity isn't just about an intellectual process, as you've heard these last few weeks. It's about recognizing what arises within us from our divine nature. That intuition, if you would, that divine source that allows us to have that connection with something beyond just our little thinking intellectual mind. There's a lot that goes into this idea about clarity if we just opened it up to definitions, because clarity for us could be clarity. I could have clarity about where I'm supposed to get my gas for my car, right? Where's the best place? I have clarity where's the price is the best. Oh, the places that check for whether there's water in their tanks and whether I'm getting water in mine. There's different ways that I could think and say that I'm getting clarity about things. But we want to get that clarity that arises from that divine self that we are. That's the clarity we're talking about. And as I talk about this today, I put a basket over here, sitting on the table right next to Aster. Is there a light under that basket? Maybe so. Maybe you can see it. Maybe you can't see it. Maybe you can't see it well. There's the saying that comes from Matthew.
Yes.
It's credited to Jesus Christ that says, no one lights a lamp and puts it under a basket. Well, I did, maybe. But on a lampstand, so it gives light to all. In our interpretations within unity, we could say that, that divine wisdom is already within us, and that we cloud it, we cover it up. That we're the basket. We create a basket in which we take that light and don't allow it to shine its full brilliance out for the world, like on that lampstand. So this week, I've had some great things this week. I've had some conversations with some people this week that I know that what arose from them or within me came from that clarity, from that divine self. And I've also had some things this week that I don't know that I would ever say there was any clarity at all of those things, because I was frustrated and angry. I was sad, and I have felt alone and isolated this week. I have grieved this week. I've had a little bit of all of it, but that's life. That's part of the experiences that we have. All of us have. And if not today and not tomorrow, well, give it a little bit. You'll have those experiences, because that's part of our human experiences here. So I had some of those great things and some of those not so great things. But the opportunities that came to me in clarity, because I had some things I fell back upon that I utilized that helped me with that. There's a story I have no doubt that most of you have heard. It's the story of the two wolves. Right? It's the Cherokee elder is speaking with his grandson and says that there are two wolves and they're at battle with each other. They're struggling in conflict with each other. And that one wolf is that sense of fear and anger and confusion. And that other wolf is that sense of love and peace and clarity. And as he's telling the story, the young boy asked, well, which one of these wolves wins? And which one wins? Y'all answer that.
The one you choose.
The one you choose, the one you think. You have heard that story. But But to me, in unity, our founders, Myrtle and Charles Fillmore, I think that they would answer for that yes, it's the one you choose, and it's because of the way you think about it. It's the thoughts held in mind produce after their kind. So we need to reach toward that clarity of what we're doing with our thoughts to help us remove that basket so that we can see what's underneath, reveal that light that's underneath. So, is it that funny, Dave?
He lifted it.
Oh, he lifted it.
He was secured.
Sorry, I'll put it back.
If it were only that easy, right? So I look at what Charles and Myrtle taught us, and what do they teach us about? What are the things you got? Yeah, I'm basic, so you know what I'm talking about today. What are the things I always talk about?
Prayer and meditation.
Prayer and meditation. Okay. So why do you pray?
To claim your power, to claim the divinity within you.
Okay. So to claim it, that's a step, a piece of it.
Yeah.
What might be another reason that you're praying?
To commune with the divine.
Commune with the divine.
To align
Yes.
yourself with the truth.
To align yourself with the truth.
Well, to get clarity.
To get clarity. How about just to remind yourself?
Okay.
Yes, to all the things that were said. Yes. But for me, I pray sometimes just to remember those things. Does it even take me to that next step? Sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. Depending on what my day is for me. Okay? But the prayer for me is the very least is just helping me remember. To remember who I am. And then I meditate. Why do you meditate?
For the same reasons.
For the same reasons. Okay. I meditate for different reasons for me personally. But one of the reasons that I meditate is what are you doing when you sit and meditate and those thoughts arise and they come up? What are you doing with those thoughts? What are you noticing? You're noticing the thoughts, right? To me, part of the reasons I meditate are so that I can be the witness to what's happening within me.
Okay.
So some of that is my thoughts, some of that's my feelings, so that I can, to me, more easily, that when I step out into the world and the world goes to hell in a handbasket around me, that I can be the witness to me. It's helping me train, if you will, to watch myself. Thus, I'm aware of what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling. That I'm not just into the world ignorant of what's being thought, what's being felt as I move into the situations and experiences of my life. Is that the only reason to meditate? No, but that's one of them that I utilize that helps me in that movement. And then, we've got a trained professional up here in Miss Betty. What does Miss Betty help people with? Well, she probably got a whole list of things that she might say with that, and she might have perfect clarity of just one statement that she thinks that. I've never asked Betty that particular question. But part of what we're doing, whether it's with a professional, it's whether we're doing it when we read books, whether we're doing it with a coach, whether you're doing it with a minister, is sometimes it's just getting clarity about the basket. What are the things that are in our life that are getting our attention, that's pulling us away from the light, the clarity, maybe away from the joy, the happiness, the fun in our lives. I did some exercises this week, and I have left some of those on the table over here for you. They're in packets right there by Astor. Okay? Just some of the basic, simple things that I've done this past 2 weeks, just on helping me recall who I am, remember that, thy light that I am, but also just helping me what's going on with these feelings. What am I feeling? What am I thinking? What's taking place within me? Because I think that if Charles and Myrtle were standing right here with us, they would be talking prayer and meditation, but they'd also be talking about what is it that you're using in your life that's helping be that basket in your life. And what do you need to address regarding that basket so that you can lay it down? Or at least lay it down enough that you can see the clarity that's there with it, right? Because the clarity isn't gone. It's just I'm focused over here versus where the clarity is for us. So I've offered you some exercises there. And I'm going to offer to you as well. There's things going on in your life and you want to speak to me about it. That's what I'm here for. That's what Rev Russ does. That's part of the things on my list. Okay? You've got professionals like Betty, but there are many professionals in this world that can help you with those things. All of them offer a little something different, a different way, a different approach. And there's some things I will never go to that Betty would be the professional you want to go to with. That would not be my expertise. I wouldn't try and help you with that depth. But I most certainly would have willing to hear what's going on and help you find that person if I'm not it. I might send you to Beverly and let Beverly deal with you. Well, that's right. I'm just saying this so that we can get this understanding that there are certain things, that there are practices and exercises and people that can help us discover that basket. Or we know what that basket is and help us address that basket so that we can move beyond the need in our lives to only have the basket or only see the basket, however that may be unfolding for us. So with that, there's a parable. It's a Zen parable, and some of you will have heard this one as well. But I think that it just it's so simple and to the point. And it's about a Zen master, and he's with a student. The student asks, "How do you become enlightened?" And the master takes him out to a pond and says, "Tell me what you see." And as the student is looking into the pond, the master throws a stone in, and the ripples in the water. And the student goes, "Well, I can't see myself clearly." And the master allows a few moments to pass by and then asks, "Now what do you see?" And the student looks in and says, "Now I can see myself clearly." This is Charles continuing to voice for us here in a parable. I think Charles's interpretation of that parable would be that those thoughts, that as we hold those thoughts, they'll create ripples. They cloud the clarity for us. And that if we allow that stillness to take place, then we have a different discovery. You know, there's lots of traditions that for us, that offer us something around clarity. You know, Jesus Christ said clarity is the kingdom of God within us. Right? And that he was really laying out for us, as I interpret it, to let us know that you didn't have to go somewhere outside of you to find that clarity. It was right here. Charles and Myrtle most certainly talked about it in their ways. Buddha, what did Buddha tell us? You know, be still, be in the silence, be present to this moment. Because if we're present in this moment, then we're not focused on the past and the future. We're not hung up in what our basket is, right? Even Thich Nhat Hanh, his simple statement was that breathe and grin. Just breathe and smile, right? That was His way of bringing us back to being in this moment, in the stillness, which another word for that is what? The clarity, right? I wrote an affirmation this week because I also use affirmations, and I use affirmations sometimes as that first step that I just mentioned I used in prayer. Because prayer to me is many things Jean mentioned, is trying to help us align and deepen into that connection of who we are. But it's also for me helping, as I said, just to remind me. And my affirmations are helping remind me, but they're also helping me claim who I am. Especially if I am aware of something that I'm not claiming, what my basket is. So this is my affirmation for the week. It says, I am whole, perfect, and complete. Spirit, soul, and body are in divine harmony, expressing the radiant life of God. Every cell of my being is infused with the renewing power of divine mind. I am renewed, restored, and uplifted in the truth of my being. I live in the flow of perfect divine wholeness now. I honor and appreciate myself as a unique and radiant expression of divine love. That might mean nothing to you because it wasn't your affirmation, right? But for me, it resonates with me. It means something to me. I feel it within me when I read that because I wrote it for us, right? But I'm sharing it with you as an idea for us to continue to have clarity. Then we want to affirm that which is the truth of us, affirm the things that we know that we may not necessarily be embracing as strongly and as deeply as we want. We also can use denials with that. There were denials that went with mine about this is what, for me, does not have power over me in my life, is the way I use the denials. So, from what I've said, if you want clarity, what are the things you do?
Get still.
Be still, meditate, prayer. What were the other things?
This came to me thinking about the difference of getting clarity between prayer and meditation. We mentioned it earlier. I feel like prayer is where we're able to get clarity on the things that are already present in our life, to be thankful and grateful, like you said, to remind ourselves, to remember of all these things. And then meditation is where we go to learn the new things that we have, maybe the things that we're not aware of yet, like you said. Watching for those thoughts, just observing what comes up and learning, getting clarity on some new things that we have to be thankful for.
Yes.
Well said.
Very well said.
Thank you. Thank you. And I heard in that pieces too of gratitude is also a part of this practice. Because the more I'm touching on my gratitude, to me, the more I'm affirming that which is in my life. It's an affirmation for me. And again, that's not the only thing it is. I'm just trying to help you understand how Russ uses some of these things. At this moment, ask me tomorrow and I'll have a different answer for you on some of those things, right? But also with, I have had meditations that brought me incredible information and great clarity. That to me, it was bringing me the answer to a question. Okay? And then I've had meditations that all I did was do my best to stop the chatter, right? As well as I've had meditations that I sit down and a half an hour later, I can't think of one thought that transpired there. And day to day, those will change, that I'll have every version of that. Especially those days where I just sit down and go, I won't do this. I don't want to meditate. But experience has taught me that's the day definitely to be meditating, right? So I have some questions for you here. You don't have to answer them out loud, but I want you to ponder them,
Okay? What does clarity mean in your life? Okay? Not just what's the definition of clarity, but being that there is clarity in your life. What does that mean for you?
Understanding.
So for you, it's understanding. Okay?
It's like cleaning the house and getting rid of that which doesn't need to be there. And put things in order.
The woman that loves to keep a tidy house, yes. Thank you very much. Right, it's yes.
The past few years of my life have really reinforced that I can't have all the answers. I can't always know what's going on or what the plan is. And to find clarity from that place is just to trust. It's just to believe. It's to know that I am protected, I'm loved, I'm cared for. I don't have to have perfect understanding on all of these things. And sometimes it's better if I don't.
Yeah.
And you just made me think of a story, Michael. Thank you. Right. And it's just the story of there's a man in the woods, and he turns on his light, and in that light he can see just right here, right? He can't see, all the way down the 2 miles down the trail, right? Also, he can't see through every tree and every shrub in the forest, right? Really can only see right here, right? And what's yours to do right here in this moment. But that doesn't mean that with the step that you have now, that you have the perfect clarity of where all those steps are going to lead you. Right? There's an unfolding that's taking place with that. And I know that's not all you said, Michael, but
Well, sometimes when you're lost in the woods, turning that headlamp on doesn't help. You got to turn it off so you can see the moon. See where it's coming through those trees. Now you know which way to go.
Ah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, seeds only grow in the darkness. Seeds only grow, things grow in the darkness. We keep thinking light is, I tend to do that, think light is God, light is wonderful. But basically, we start out, a seed only grows in darkness and shutting your eyes and being still. I mean, that's what that reminded me of. Yeah.
And within that, I hear, I keep hearing pieces of what you're saying. I'm jumping to pieces of what you say, because the darkness is not something for us to run from, to hide from.
Not at all. And the darkness unfolds us and protects us and helps us to grow.
Yeah.
Helps us to grow.
Yeah. And in that presence of the darkness, there is light. The light is still there. It's just for us, we're trying to get the clarity of where we are to be, well, I want to say where we're to be led, what is ours to do, however we might want to use the terminology to describe that. Okay. Here's another question for you. How do you nurture the connection of your inner divine nature amidst the noise of everyday living? So how do you nurture the connection to your inner divine nature with all the noise that we have in our world today?
With music. With
Music?
Uplifting, positive, totally good songs. Put it right in your ears.
Keep your joy.
And affirmations and other people, encounters with other people.
Community.
So there's some pieces that you use. And music has been a powerful piece for me in my life. Yes.
Turn it on immediately.
So in what ways might you resist the clear guiding light that is always available to you?
If you choose to be angry,
If you choose to be angry.
if you choose to be mad because somebody treated you wrong or whatever, instead of understanding.
Binge watching. Binge eating. Says, in what ways, the question was, in what ways might you be resisting the clear guiding light?
Keeping myself distracted.
So distractions.
Letting that ego get in the way.
Ego. Ego that's getting in the way is your divining, because I don't object to ego. Ego is what makes all of y'all wonderful, unique expressions. It's when it gets in the way of your lives.
When that voice
Yes.
gets a little too loud and you feel justified.
Right. So, are you willing to step into the dance with the divine, even when it challenges your preconceived notions? Because to me, this is a dance. Yeah. I've read lots of stories this week, and one of them was trying to talk about how we needed to step into the flow, just like stepping into a river. And part of me went, we're already in the flow. We're already in the river. It's like being in the ocean and someone describing to you the ocean, and you're going, I don't get it, while you're in the ocean, right? You're so entrenched in it that you don't recognize it. So the river, to me, we're already in that flow. So it's gaining that awareness, removing that basket for us, so that, to me, we can be in that dance. Because all of what we're talking about is a dance. It's a movement. It's taking place. Everything that's been said by you in some ways is, how do I dance with this? Dance with this understanding, but dance in my very full humanness of a life that's taking place. You had something you wanted to say, Jeannie?
Well, in nonviolent communication, we talk about, instead of the regular steps of nonviolent communication, we do it in a dance. And sometimes you're going forward and you're gaining clarity, and then the jackals come in and you step back and you go forward. But it's that dance that you're doing to get to that place of clarity. And you just accept that it's not just a linear straight shoot. It is a dance. Lots of steps sometimes. So.
And that's why, to me, I pull out these practices, and some days I use them all that I can think of, and some days I use a few, and some days I forget about all of them. You know, it's a movement, it's a dance with that for us. As well as some days, every face I see, I know who this is here. Doesn't mean I understand your life and what's going on with you, but I know this divine being is right here. Okay? And some days, that is not the first thought that I was having in my head. But that's what the practices are. That's what they keep helping bring me back to. So I'm just offering for us as a spiritual community, what we want to do is, what are your practices? Yes, some of these to me are core, and I would hope you're doing all of those that I view as core. But it doesn't mean you are. Maybe you've got another practice that fills that need while looking different than what the person next to you is doing. But there, to me, are those practices. So in our close here, I'm going to invite us just for a few minutes here, we're going to move into meditation. So I'm going to invite you, if you're willing to close your eyes, at least soften your gaze, meaning don't focus on anything hard. Just let your gaze be soft as you look down. But preferably close your eyes so that you're going internal. Because in this place, within you, no matter what the thoughts and feelings are that are taking place here, as that breath rises and it falls, your divine nature is here. And it's not for you to escape the feelings and emotions, the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows. It's to be with him. And while you're with him, to be with the light, to be with the clarity. So see that image of that basket that may be over you. And what's under that basket? there's a light, a luminous, divine being that is you. And allow that basket to be lifted. You can always come back to it, but allow it to be lifted. And focus on that light. See that flicker, that flame, that luminescence. And if you can't see that flame, what does it feel like? What is the warmth that arises from it? Is that a tactile sensation? Or is that just a warmth of comfort and ease, satisfaction? And from this place of light, know that the clarity in your life is unfolding. Whatever that you want the answers for, whatever next step that you want to see, that answer is already there in that clarity. The light is already shining on it. And as you bring your awareness back to being in your chair, to that rise and fall of your breath, know that that basket can be removed just as easily, and that light revealed just as certainly as you did in these few moments. Because that light never goes. That light is never extinguished. And that clarity is always present. And so it is. And y'all were in the wrong place. Your slide was in the wrong place. Y'all weren't in the wrong place. Your slide was in the wrong place. Okay. So this is our opportunity to give. I invite you give of your financial abilities, and that is appreciated, but you give of you. You give of your service, you give of your thoughts, you give of your kindness. Generosity isn't only financial. We do need financial to run what we do here, but we need you and your generosity to be of service here. So I invite you to take all you give. So whether that's the money that you're holding in hand today, the checks, whether you've donated online, but also how else your generosity shows up, to hold that in hand today. Jeannie will be next week with our lantern mantles as well. Faith Lutheran has invited us to their biggest social event of the year, and that's Fastnacht. I have no idea why it's called that, but being that it's Lutheran and they've come out of a German tradition, then it's somehow tied into that. But Fastnacht is come eat pancakes with them right here in this room, okay? As well as they're going to do a talent show. So they're inviting us to come eat with them, play with them, and for those of you that want to show off a little talent, this is your opportunity. So,
when is it?
that is Tuesday the 4th. Dinner starts at 5:30. Said the talent show will start at 6:30 and that they're always done by 8. So it's not a long evening. And as we've talked, we're doing our visioning time with Reverend Becky on March 7th and 8th. So that's Friday evening. We'll start at 6. We'll go hour and a half, something like that in the evening. We'll do 10 to 3 on Saturday. So it's not a long, incredible commitment, but I invite you to come and be a part of that. There's sign-ups on the table. That helps us know who's coming so we can prepare for what we're doing during the process that we're doing, as well as we're going to have lunch served on Saturday so we can prepare for those of you that are coming, got enough food, but also whether we know we need vegetarian and gluten-free and all that list of things that we always seem to need when we're talking about food. So please sign up on the table and come be a part of that, as well as Reverend Becky, since she's in town and will be live that weekend, she'll be speaking on that Sunday here live and in person. Let's see, and I'm on the 16th, and Reverend Beverly is doing a Unity Awareness class, which is a membership class. So if you have any interest in becoming a member, this would be the class to come attend. You're not obligated to become a member if you come to the class. If you want to just come to the class to learn a little more about what we're doing, then come just participate in the class, because Beverly is going to cover, if she's going to do a classic class, she's going to cover all kinds of things from Unity history to our history, Unity of Little Rock, but the foundations of Unity. Excuse me? The New Thought Movement, what Unity arose out of, lots of pieces in that. So to me, it's a good, fun class. And it's 2.5 hours versus we used to make it come in every week and just change it to a chair and did it for week after week. But this is just 2.5 hours. Okay.
Time is moving on. Friends, they turn away, and I keep moving on, but I never found out why. I keep pushing so hard to dream, I keep trying to make it right to another lonely day. Has come at last. 25 years and in just one night. Oh yeah. Well, I'm 25 years old now, so I know we can be right. I'm no better than I can love you anymore than I did when I was just a girl. But it don't make no difference, baby, no, no. And I know that I can always try. It don't make no difference, baby, yeah. I gotta hold it now. I better need it, yeah. I better use it till the day I die. Oh. Don't expect any answers, dear, for I know they don't come with age. Oh no, they ain't never gonna love you any better, baby. They're never gonna love you right. So you better take it now, right now, 'cause it don't make no difference, baby, no, no. And I know that I can always try. There's a fire inside of every one of us. I gotta hold it down. I better need it, yeah. I better use it till the day I die. And it don't make no difference, baby, no, no. And it never ever will. say, oh, it don't make no difference, baby, no, no. And I know that I can always trust that I'm gonna live my life and I'm gonna love my life. You gotta hold it down, I better need it, yeah. I better use it till the day I die.
Thank you, guys.